remember the day Grandad moved in with us. It was supposed to be a fresh start, a chance to bond with him in his twilight years. But as days turned into weeks, we realized that something was terribly wrong. Grandad had always been a bit eccentric, but this was different. He started talking about people watching him, following him. At first, we dismissed it as the ramblings of an old man, but soon, we couldn't ignore it anymore. Grandad became obsessed with the idea that someone was out to get him. He would spend hours at the window, peering out with a pair of binoculars he had bought from a garage sale. He started keeping a journal, jotting down license plate numbers of cars he deemed suspicious, descriptions of people he thought were following him. He spoke of a man, a figure that haunted his every waking moment. A tall, thin individual with a gaunt face that seemed to be stretched tight over his skull, giving him an almost skeletal appearance. His eyes were deep-set, harboring a darkness that seemed to swallow all light. Grandad said he wore suits that hung loosely on his frail frame, making him appear even more elongated and eerie. I tried talking to him, tried to understand what was going on in his mind. But the more I listened, the more I felt a creeping sense of unease. His stories were detailed, coherent, not the disjointed narratives you'd expect from someone losing touch with reality. He spoke of whispered conversations in dark alleys, of secrets that he claimed he knew, secrets that made him a target. Days turned into months, and the tension in the house grew. Grandad became more withdrawn, more paranoid. He started locking his room at night, barricading the door with furniture. He insisted on us doing the same, warning us that they were coming for him, and we could be in danger too. I didn't want to believe him. It sounded too far-fetched, too much like a plot from a thriller novel. But then, things started happening that I couldn't explain. I would come home to find the back door ajar, or the windows open. Items in the house would go missing, only to turn up in the most unlikely places. One evening, as I was getting ready for bed, I heard a noise coming from the backyard. I peeked through the curtains and saw a figure lurking in the shadows. My heart raced as I grabbed a baseball bat and went outside to investigate. The backyard was empty, but I could feel a presence, a sense that someone had been there, watching. The incidents escalated, becoming more frequent and more brazen. We would find signs of break-ins, of someone rummaging through our belongings. The police were called, but they found no evidence of foul play, dismissing it as the work of pranksters, or perhaps our own forgetfulness. But I couldn't shake off the feeling that we were being watched, that we were caught in a web of something much larger and more sinister than we could comprehend. Grandad's warnings echoed in my mind, his fear becoming my own. Then, one night, it happened. I was awakened by the sound of breaking glass. I rushed to Grandad's room, only to find the window shattered, the room in disarray. Grandad was gone, vanished without a trace. The police were called, a search initiated, but they found nothing. No signs of a struggle, no evidence of an abduction. Days turned into weeks, and there was no word from Grandad. The police had no leads, no suspects. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. The house felt empty, a void that echoed with the absence of his presence. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. The fear gnawed at me, a relentless beast that refused to be silenced. I started seeing figures in the corners of my eyes, fleeting glimpses of people watching me, following me. I felt eyes on me wherever I went, a constant surveillance that left me on edge, jumping at shadows. I tried to convince myself that it was all in my head, a product of stress and fear. But deep down, I knew that it was real, that we were caught in a nightmare that had no end. And then, one day, I received a package in the mail. Inside was a journal, Grandad's journal, filled with his neat handwriting, detailing his observations, his fears. As I read through the pages, a chilling realization settled over me. Grandad wasn't crazy. He had stumbled upon something dark and dangerous, a secret that threatened powerful people. The last entry in the journal was a warning, a plea for us to leave, to go into hiding before they found us. I felt a chill run down my spine as I read his words. a premonition of the danger that lurked in the shadows. I don't know who they are or what they want. All I know is that we are not safe, that we are caught in a web of deceit and danger that stretches far beyond our understanding. I fear for our lives, for the darkness that seems to be closing in on us. As I sit here writing this, I can feel them watching, waiting. I don't know how much time we have left, or if we can escape the nightmare that has engulfed our lives. All I know is that we thought Grandad was crazy, but the truth is so much worse. I only hope that by sharing our story, we can shed light on the darkness, expose the truth that lurks in the shadows. But I fear that it may already be too late, that we are caught in a trap that has no escape. I can only pray that we find a way out, that we can protect ourselves from the unseen forces that seek to control us, to silence us. But as the days grow darker and the threat looms ever closer, I fear that we may be running out of time.